Hello YouTube, Biostem here with a build for Hangman's Alley that allows you to retain the maximum amount of usable area while accommodating the needs of all of your settlers. So I'm starting here from a saved game. I've scrapped everything in the settlement, so my settlers are just kind of walking around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this area right here. It's a little overhang, and you have a weapons workbench in this corner. When you first get here, there's a mattress on the ground there, a few other chairs and things like that. I'm going to be using pieces from Wasteland Workshop and Far Harbor in order to make the most of this while conserving some resources. First thing I'm going to do is obviously enter workshop mode. From here, I'm going to need to get myself up there. So I'm going to just build a ladder. I like to use the ladder under barns, the one with the handrails. So I'm going to place that there. Doesn't matter where you place it as long as you can get up to this platform because we're going to be storing it. I'm going to be using the floors under barns. And I'm going to place the first one kind of in the corner here, but I want to leave a bit of a gap. So I'm going to do that. There we go. And you'll see that there's a gap against this wall and there's a gap against this wall. I can actually bring this piece back a little bit so that I have more to work from. Because if I want to be able to snap wall pieces to this, I am going to need a little distance, a little space in there. So I placed that first square. Whoops, fell down. No biggie. I can just throw the ladder back up. There we go. Get myself back on top of this. There we go. Store that. Under barns again, under floors. I'm going to take this. I'm just doing this real fast to kind of show you guys what's going on. So I'm building out to here, almost all the way back to here, but not quite. I'm actually going to pull this piece off here and let's see. Don't want to throw it there, so I'll go there. I'm actually going to continue building out this way a bit as well. Alright, so I've created the basis for our shack, our housing area, and you know, you have to kind of work with what you're giving, and you'll see that it's kind of a weird shape, but that's okay, we can make the best of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and under wood, I'm gonna place some walls as entry points. I'll put one there, and I'm going to put one over there. So now that we have that, I'm going to go ahead and place some walls to enclose it. And I like to use this wall over here. It's pretty clean looking, and it doesn't use as many materials as some of the other walls. Alright, let's get everything closed in. And taking advantage of that gap that we left. Whoop, I can kind of cover over everything, so we don't have to worry about that too much. Alright, now because I can't get it to snap in either of these pieces here, I'm going to go under concrete, under walls, and you can see that the concrete walls will snap. They permit a little bit more clipping than some of the other walls do. This one looks like it's not going to permit any clipping into the structure. Let's see if I can get a half wall to snap in over there. Oh, there we go. Okay, can I get another half wall in over here? That looks like a big no. Make use of the columns though and get a little bit better coverage. No, can't fit that in. Doesn't look the greatest, but it gets the goal accomplished. Now just to put in some ceilings, some roofs. Oh, looks like I'll put an extra one out there. Let's see if I can just get everything covered over here. Okay, there we go. Yep, I'm gonna have to angle back a bit to go. And if your angle is right, you can even get the roof to clip through structures like that. Alright, now we have an entirely enclosed structure, and all we have to do is place some beds. Let's go ahead and do that, using the smaller beds here just to give myself a little bit more room. I have 20 settlers in this settlement, so I need 20 beds. Oh, I need a little bit more space. I realize that I could just throw beds in here, but if you want your settlers to be able to actually use the beds without any kind of problem with entering or exiting them, then you are going to need to give each settler a little bit more clearance. Let's see, we've got 10 beds so far. Again, goal here is 20, and I'm just being real quick with my placement of them. I'm not too concerned about how everything looks. I could always go back later and fine-tune the placement of everything to give a little bit more of an even appearance. Okay, there we go. We have 20 beds. Let me move this one so that way that part's a little easier to pass through. Same thing for this bed. I'll move that over to here. I can put it in over there. That way, it's nothing. No one's really getting snagged on anything. And you can see I still have a lot of open area in the middle here. I could probably condense this down a little bit more if I wanted to. Next thing I'm going to do is put some access in under barns. I'm going to go ahead and check under the stairs. Let's see how much clearance I would have. Let's see, I don't like how close that is to that brick walkway, so I'm going to store that. And I'm going to take, let's see, I'll take 2 of these square floors, go back to the stairs, and let's see, I probably need to use a small stair over there. And there we go. So you have access this way, and I'm going to go ahead under concrete, miscellaneous. I'm going to put some guardrails on either side of this little catwalk. Don't want anyone falling off, you know, gotta meet all those OSHA compliance regulations. Now for this access, I actually want to kind of go out into the left. So again, under barn floors, I'm gonna place a small square there, small square there. And you know what, let me see if I can connect straight off of that one single square that I have. There we go, snap that there. And it's not quite at ground level, that's not a big deal. Go into wood, stairs, take this small stairway here, snap that right onto that. Now you have access up this way. And like I did on the other side, I'm going to put some guardrails around this little square here. One there, one there. Excellent. Alright, so now I've got all my bed needs taken care of. I've got 2 points of entry. And I have the entire ground level here where I could put farms, my workstations, and what have you. I could even extend this stairway over this way more if I wanted to, so that way I am not obstructing the walking path. So, for instance, I could take this, take that, go back under barns, under floors, take the small square floors, put a few in over here, and let's see if it'll let me snap a stairwell onto here. There we go. I can snap the stairwell onto here, and let me see if it'll let me put that little 2-segment step onto the bottom of this. There we go. If you wanted to make a smoother transition, put a few more guardrails on either side. And this way, you can still get in and out, and you're not blocking this path. Now, obviously, this is not a super realistic setup because all these panels are floating, but you do have a few options. Under Barns and Miscellaneous, you have these columns, so you could snap columns at various points along the way if you wanted to. Give your settlement a little bit more of a realistic feel. That way, it doesn't seem like the structure is just floating without any support whatsoever. So, there's a gap underneath them, but, you know, we'll have to make do. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you learned something, and remember, an informed gamer is a happy gamer. Thanks again.